So I'm happy to report we're upon some pretty awesome days going forward. Building is going to ramp up, I estimate, probably more than this generation's seen, because we got a lot of work to do. It's been a long time since we have updated our infrastructure. A long time. We've been doing maintenance for 50, 60 years. So work is not going to be a problem. Having the opportunity to cash a check at the end of the week and feed your family is not going to be a problem. What we've got to start looking at is the real problems, and that's basically people either accepting or refusing to assimilate to America's true way of life. Period. Other nationalities coming in and insisting to bring their culture with them is not acceptable. Not in a way where they try to start challenging our ways. Can they bring their books of wisdom and any of their culture that they want? Of course. And do they have to hide it? Absolutely not. They can be as proud as they want to be, expressing where they come from and their culture. But as Americans, we have to be proud of our culture. You see this? For about 10 years now, well, hell, longer than that, but as long as I've been paying attention, people have thought that the Masons and other organizations were tied up in all this mess. And I got to tell you, as a truth seeker, that I can trust a Mason much more than I can trust 75% of the people walking around on the street. The facts are about Masons are you can't have a bad criminal background. I mean, you could, I don't know for sure, but if you have one and it was a mistake, something along those lines, yeah, sure. And it's not a members only type club. It's just, you have to have the ability to make it to 18 years of age in this life and not gotten a lot of trouble, basically. Basically says you're an honest person. And at 18, if you still have your credibility about you, you're allowed to ask any practicing member of Masonry and tell them you have a want and a desire to join. Now, there's talk of Masons are devil worshippers. Well, that's strictly up to theology. You know, everybody's got their beliefs. And everybody's beliefs have contradictions that prove or disprove the other person's way of thinking. But what I can tell you is it's not devil worship. And if that type thing ever did infiltrate our establishment, our brotherhood, I truly believe that these are the type of men that would quickly as soon as they found out, extinguish it. I don't know how to explain it. I guess it's just you'd have to know the people from the inside to know the truth. Nobody's probably going to believe it because we have that hush-hush things that we can't talk about. And if you knew how harmless those things are that we can't talk about, it's pretty funny. Of course, I can't tell you what it was, but there's a lesson to be learned with that. It's not a secret to be kept from the masses and controlled from the top. It's, can you keep your mouth shut if something really important relies on that? Meaning, something could happen that would be way worse than you telling a lie to prevent it, type shit. Being a guardian. I believe a new pride is amongst us as Americans coming in the next decade. Because the fact is that Donald Trump is a great negotiator. And he's going to get us a fabulous deal with China. Because after all, when you get to the very top and they get all these guys kicked out of here, which is happening, by the way, all these crooks that they're talking about are being dealt with right now. We are going through the most major political revolution ever, and luckily it's going the people's way. Donald Trump has truly handed the power back to the people. We beat a crooked voting system, crooked politicians that owned the media, and we stood up as a people and got Donald Trump in office. And this man wants us to reproduce, wants us to have American families here, and wants these cultures, if they want to come and join our society, he wants them to assimilate. And I agree with that. I do. And it's just recent history that that's been a problem. You talk to any Russian, German, Middle Eastern, Indian person that came here with their parents years back, and they'll all tell you that's why they wanted to come here, was to live the American life and to escape what they were leaving. America has been a beacon of hope for everybody in the world for as long as it has existed. And the fact is, none of the industrial nations would be here today if it wouldn't have been for America. Do we have some bad leaders that shouldn't have had their hands on the steering wheel at times? Yes. But our economy drove every nation in the world to do better and to make a living and to move forward in technology and whatever. We led the way. And I really think that Trump and all the other leaders at the top that are going to meet after we get all these crooks dealt with are going to see that these debts and money owed to each other are nothing but crooked, miscontorted digits by evil and sick men. And they're going to sit down, they're going to come to a reasonable agreement, and we're going to move on to problems that really matter. Like AE, we got to deal with that. AE needs a shut-off button. There's some people saying it's too late. I hope the hell that's not true, because The same power we used to get Trump in is the same power we need to harness now to shut AI down or get it under control. Because it can either be one of the greatest things that mankind's ever invented or the worst. It's our choice. I just hope you guys get a new American pride and do the right thing in the midterms coming up. And let's continue to put the Republicans in, because if we get any more control than we got now, if we get it to where there's no way the Democrats can outvote us, Hillary and Obama, and all the Kremlin below them that agreed to do all this while they were in power, they're all going down. All right, guys. Have a good one.